Have you ever stopped to think about why you follow the same routine every day? Waking up early, facing traffic, working tirelessly, paying bills, and then repeating it all over again. And one day we simply die. But the most unsettling part isn't the end itself. It's that this predictable, automatic existence begins much earlier than we think, back in childhood, at school. What if I told you that from a young age, you were conditioned to obey, compete, and avoid asking questions? School wasn't created to nurture critical thinkers. It was designed to produce disciplined workers, finely tuned cogs in a system that never stops. As Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." This is the moment to open your eyes. Let's explore how we were programmed to follow a life model without purpose, and more importantly, how to break free from this cycle before it's too late. If this topic makes you uncomfortable, good, it should. That discomfort might be your first step toward awakening. The illusion begins at the blackboard. From the moment we first step into a classroom, something subtle and almost invisible begins to influence our minds. We're not taught to think. We're taught to repeat. We're not encouraged to question. We're told to obey. What should have been a space for intellectual freedom has become a factory of conformity, standardized tests, rigid schedules, and illogical rules that must be followed without question. What are we really learning in that environment? We're being trained to follow orders, to wait for permission, to compete with our peers instead of collaborating. We're like rats in a maze, where the prize is a simple piece of paper called a diploma. And when we finally get it, we realize we've only earned the right to run on an even bigger wheel. The cruelest part is that we're made to believe this is the only path to success. But success for whom? For the system? In this system, success means working for 40 years, paying taxes, consuming what we're told, and never, ever questioning why. School teaches us to raise our hands to ask for permission to go to the bathroom, but not to raise our voices when something is wrong. It teaches us formulas, but not philosophy. It forces us to memorize dates of historic tragedies, but doesn't teach us how to deal with our own anxiety. The real trap begins there. Between blackboards and neatly aligned desks, we enter full of imagination and leave full of fear. We leave ready to obey, but not brave enough to truly live. Have you ever stopped to reflect on what you were actually taught and what was hidden from you? Work, consume, repeat. That's the cycle of the invisible prison. We leave school, go to college, get a job, and start what they call adult life. But what awaits us out there isn't freedom. It's just another cell, this time decorated with bills, deadlines, and ever-growing demands. The routine is relentless. Wake up early, work all day, come home exhausted, and in the little free time left, we consume. Netflix, food delivery, impulse shopping. The system makes it all simple. Produce, spend, go into debt, then produce even more to pay, and repeat. Do you see how it's all connected? The system doesn't want you to think, only to function. You become a number on a spreadsheet, a social security number with a credit limit, an employee with a badge that can be deactivated at any moment. And the worst part, little by little, you begin to see it all as normal. You feel guilty for wanting to stop, for desiring a quieter, more meaningful life. Nietzsche once said, "Modern man thinks he is free, but he is merely a slave to his own invisible routines." And he was right. Most people follow this cycle for decades, waking early, enduring traffic, putting up with bosses who don't respect them, working themselves to exhaustion just to pay endless bills. They live a script they didn't write, but accept it as if it were the only way. The most perverse part is that this script is sold to us as normal life, as if merely surviving were enough. But is it really? As if postponing dreams, suppressing desires, and masking frustrations with consumption were all we deserved. And then, when retirement finally arrives, if there's still health to enjoy it, what's left? A life worn down by stress, dreams buried under the weight of obligation, and a will to live that died long before the body. Time passed. The soul, dimmed, and the long-awaited freedom never came. They lived like rats in a never-ending race, trapped in an invisible cage, obeying orders, accumulating exhaustion, and selling their lives in monthly installments. And when they die, they go the way they lived. In debt, exhausted, forgotten, with a grave financed in 12 interest-free payments, as if even death had to be paid in installments. This is the infamous rat race, a silent competition where everyone seems to know what they're doing, but no one has any idea why. A place where status matters more than purpose, and haste is mistaken for progress. Everyone's running, but no one's getting anywhere. Everyone's competing, but no one's winning. And this is where the question must echo in your mind like a warning. Are you running by choice or because you were conditioned to? If you've never questioned this system, you may already be neck-deep in it. Maybe you've mistaken routine for destiny. Maybe you're calling life something that is, in reality, a social prison disguised as empty promises. But there's still time to escape. For that, you'll need courage. Courage to unlearn, to reject what everyone else accepts, to live with authenticity, even when it hurts. Freedom isn't at the end of the race. It's the moment you decide to stop running. Thinking. Outside the cage comes at a price. Freedom is a beautiful word in speeches, but terrifying in practice because it requires responsibility, awareness, and boldness. Once you begin to awaken, you realize how deeply you've been conditioned. You start to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why do I accept a life that makes me sick, exhausts me, suffocates me? And then comes the shock. Leaving the bubble hurts. You feel guilt, fear, insecurity. People around you won't understand. They'll say you've changed, that you're acting strange. And of course you are. You've finally started to see the cage where everyone else is still asleep. Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard said, "Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom." That inner discomfort is what begins to push you out of the race. But escaping isn't easy, because it's not just about leaving something physical behind. It's about dismantling a mental structure. The system is designed to make the fear of the unknown feel greater than the pain you already know. That's why so many people prefer an unhappy life over the risk of reinvention. They choose to stay in the cage, as long as it's comfortable, with Wi-Fi, air conditioning, meal vouchers, and a salary that pays the bills but doesn't nourish the soul. Life feels stable, predictable. You wake up at the right time, complete your tasks, hit your goals, get paid, and repeat. People say you're lucky, that you should be grateful to have a job, as if that were enough. But what no one sees, or pretends not to see, is that inside, you're slowly dying. Each day, a piece of your essence dissolves. You smile at your boss, but silence your own desires. You follow orders, but ignore your dreams. You chase goals that aren't yours while your life runs on autopilot. You consume to numb the emptiness and call it a reward. Here's a harsh and brutal truth that many avoid facing. Freedom has a price, and it's high. To be free, you'll have to sacrifice your old identity. You'll have to leave behind the you who was tamed from an early age, who learned to please, not to disturb, to be functional, but never truly conscious. The you who swallowed everything in silence, consumed without questioning, and followed patterns without ever asking, "Does this make sense to me?" Being free isn't just about escaping the system, because let's be honest, none of us can completely escape it. Not me, not you. True freedom begins when you wake up, when you realize that alienation runs far deeper than it seems. Pretending everything is fine is living anesthetized, but it's better to face the pain of truth than to lose yourself in the comfort of illusion. Breaking free means refusing to accept as normal the things you were taught, without ever asking if they truly made sense. It's about deconstructing beliefs, challenging traditions, and letting go of the comfort of predictability. About facing the emptiness that arises when you stop living to meet others' expectations and finally begin to uncover your true essence. And then comes the question that separates the brave from the conformists. Are you willing to pay that price? Because if you're not, if you choose to cling to the false security of a steady paycheck, social status, and predictable routine, then accept this. You will remain just another rat running inside the wheel, calling prison stability, calling survival life. And the most tragic part is that deep down you always knew you deserved more. Rewriting the rules. How to break the cycle and live with purpose. Getting out of the rat race doesn't mean dropping everything and escaping to the woods with a backpack and a tent. It's not about becoming a hermit disconnected from civilization, rejecting the world or denying technology. It's not about living in fear, but rather with intention. It's something much deeper and more challenging, taking full ownership of your existence. It's about ceasing to be just a cog in the system and becoming the architect of your own life. Most people live on autopilot. They wake up, rush, work, come home exhausted, and repeat the next day. They call it routine, they call it responsibility. But often it's just obedience disguised as maturity, fear of change dressed up as adulthood. Escaping the rat race means replacing obligation with intention. It's waking up and knowing exactly why you're doing what you're doing. It's about stopping the cycle of merely completing tasks and beginning to live with awareness. And the question everyone asks is, where to start? Start by questioning what you were taught to see as normal. Because almost everything that is considered normal is part of the prison. Working from 9 to 5 in a soul-draining office. Buying a new phone you don't even need, just to appear successful in the eyes of others. Posting fake smiles while drowning in debt. Be suspicious. Freedom begins when you start questioning what was never questioned. When you stop accepting rules you never chose. When you realize that repeating what everyone else does is not living, it's obeying. Learn to live with less. Fewer possessions, fewer distractions, fewer expectations that aren't yours. You don't need more clothes, more tech, more applause. You need more clarity. Because the more you need, the more you're trapped. The rat wheel is fueled by consumption, and every payment is another link in the invisible chain that holds you captive. Start simplifying your life. Fewer debts, fewer toxic relationships, less noise. More truth, more silence, more conscious choices. Redefine what success means to you. Forget what they told you about making it. For some, success is money. For others, it's free time. For some, it's peace. And for others, it's simply the ability to walk without a weight on their chest. What does success mean to you? Answer with courage. Then stop chasing goals that were never yours to begin with. Carl Jung said, "What you do not bring to consciousness will appear in your life as fate." In other words, everything you pretend not to feel, everything you ignore, will come back to demand attention in the form of crisis, burnout, or existential emptiness. That's why you must build sources of autonomy. Don't rely solely on a system that can discard you like a number. Study, read, develop skills. Learn to think critically. School didn't teach you to think. It taught you to follow rules. But here's the truth. No one can stop you from learning. On your own. Every bit of new knowledge is a key to escape the cell you were placed in. A key to break the invisible bars keeping you from living authentically. And maybe most importantly, surround yourself with people who also want to break free. Because walking among the numb will lull you back to sleep. And those who sleep, obey. Seek those who are awake, who question, who have light in their eyes, fire in their hearts, and courage in their souls. Escaping the rat race is a lonely path at first. You'll seem odd, hear that you're being too radical, and lose some friends. Not because you changed, but because they were comfortable in their own unconsciousness. But this journey doesn't have to be lonely forever. When you free yourself, you inspire. And when you inspire, you find others who also want to escape, or who have already found the way out. Now comes the most important part. Are you willing to be free? Or will you keep running until there's nothing left but a tired body and an empty soul? Society taught us to consume, not to reflect. Work trained us to produce, not to live. But no one taught us how to be free. Today, perhaps for the first time, you're facing something rare. A mirror, a discomfort, an invitation. And like any invitation, you can accept it or ignore it. But remember, the rat race only ends when you decide to stop running.